Just imagine yourself on the golf course. You go up to hole whatever, we'll say 17, and you see that magical number, par 4, 270 yards, 280 yards. What club are you hitting off that tee box? But little do you know, that decision is what affects your scoring on this hole. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I have another golf tip I would like to share with you guys, and that is how to approach a drivable par 4. Now, I would like to apologize for the scenery. Usually I got a green screen behind me, but I'm on winter break, I'm back home, and I unfortunately didn't really have the time to set up my green screen, and I can't really figure out how. So please forgive me for that, but today I want to talk about one thing that I think really saves my game and saves my score a lot, and I really want to share it with you guys. And before I get into actually how to approach a drivable par 4, I really quick want to share with you, keep in mind I am talking in the sense of for beginner golfers. I'm not really speaking to you if you're somebody in the 70s, but for the beginner golfers out there who can't hit everything with 100% certainty that they're going to hit at least decently or at least in play, this video is for you. Without further ado, let's get into it, and we'll first begin with describing what makes up a drivable par 4. Drivable par 4s are usually the lowest handicapped hole on the courses, usually meaning they're the easiest hole on the courses. However, there's always a little trick to them. There's usually water going up the fairway or around the green. There's bunkers. Maybe the green actually is really sloped. There's always a catch to make that hole really difficult, and so you really got to be smart with how you approach it. A lot of the times, driver is not the way. You're either going to end up hitting it into something like water or a bunker, or you might end up just hitting it out of bounds, even if there wasn't anything in play, because you see that magical number. You see that it's super short and you think you can drive that green, but you totally forget that you have a tendency to slice your driver 100 yards into out of bounds. These holes are meant to mentally trick you, so before you even tee off, you need to be mentally strong. If you want a good score, you really got to think to yourself, okay, look, I can take advantage of this. Let me hit something I know I can hit, and then from there we can work with it and try to get a good score. And this is where we're going to get into it. What is the club you hit off that tee box? This is a question that is only answerable from yourself. I can't answer this for you. The reason is because I say you should hit the club that you are most consistent with, that is below like a 9-iron. For me, my 150 yard club is an 8-iron. If any hole that is 300 yards, I'm likely, even if there's really no penalty, I am likely going to hit an 8-iron off that tee. If I see that I am not doing too great or doing mediocre, I want to play it safe. Try to get a par here. I'm a bogey golfer. I'm not a pro always trying to birdie every single hole. I'm a bogey golfer. And this video is meant for people who are bogey golfer, maybe a little better, but mostly people who are worse. People who are struggling to break that 100 mark. You should not be hitting driver on this hole if you cannot break 100. You should be hitting a club that you know you can hit and keep it in play. For me, that's an 8-iron. I can hit an 8-iron all day. Get it 150 yards, and I'm left 150 yards to the green, assuming it's a 300 yard par 4, in which I can very easily hit another 8-iron to get on that green. Course management. That's all it is. Know what you can hit consistently. For me, it's an 8-iron, but for you, that answer might be 5-iron. Something that you know you can keep in play that can get it down there. So your tee shot really comes down to course management. But if you're feeling your driver and you know that you can hit it well, hit your driver, but be safe with it. Use it to get it down there. Don't try to get the green. You should not look at this as, okay, I need to birdie this hole. You should look at this as, okay, I can really get a decent scoring opportunity here. And for me, a scoring opportunity is a par. Par is okay. Par is great, actually. So Don't think of driver as, okay, I gotta hit the green. Think of driver as, okay, I gotta get it down there. But then one last thing can really impact what you hit off this tee, and that is your second shot, your approach shot. Keep in mind, you can't hit the lowest club you have. You can't hit a gap wedge or a pitching wedge off the tee box on a par 4. You can't do that unless you're Bryson DeChambeau, who hits at 200. Now, once you know what clubs you're comfortable with, based off how you're feeling that day and through past experiences, you then need to ask yourself this question: what distance do I know I can hit that green? That is the last question you ask before you select your club off the tee box. If you can hit your 9-iron 160 yards, that's fantastic. Hit your 9-iron. But if you can't hit a green 140 yards away and the pin is 300 yards away, don't hit that 9-iron. You might need to drop down to an 8 or a 7 so that you can make sure you can get to a distance that is comfortable for you. So it's really important that you know what you're comfortable with. And from there, you can go hit your tee shot and hit your approach shot knowing that you just played it safe and you can score well. You might even be able to break 100 or 90 for the first time because of this hole. But you might realize one last thing once you finish this hole, and it's very important: you can't hit your driver. This hole needs to be a wake-up call for you. Once you play it safe, you should realize, wait, I am not comfortable with my driver. Because assuming that there is no hazard that can get in the way of you being able to score well, and you still don't hit your driver, even when there's nothing to worry about other than the out of bounds, that says a lot about you and your driver. So what does that mean? Well, first, it means to watch this video on how you fix your slice. Subscribe, please. I would really like that. But also, it means you need to practice your driver. And look, this is not supposed to be condescending. I need this too. A lot of the times, I'm not comfortable hitting my driver on a drivable par 4 because maybe it's just not feeling it that day. That means you need to practice it. So figure out what makes your driver inconsistent, what makes your driver not comfortable, and make it comfortable. That is all I have for you. That is how you approach a drivable par 4, assuming you are a bogey golfer and below. Thank you so much for watching. If you need more tips in golf on how you can improve your game as a high scoring golfer, be sure to subscribe, be sure to like this video, be sure to check out some more of my videos. Once again, I really appreciate you for watching this whole thing if you have, and I will see you guys in a week.